Presenting A Room with a View. Miss Lucy Honeychurch goes on a trip to Florence with her older cousin Charlotte, but they are quickly upset by the fact that their rooms don't have a view. But then the agnostic Mr. Emerson and his son come along and give them their rooms, but the other guests were like, OMG, this guy is a creep. Then Lucy wants to ride the tram but must go for a walk instead after the other guests say it's unladylike, representing one of the main themes in the story about social pressure. Along the way, she whines about how nothing ever happens to her when a man is suddenly murdered in front of her, so she faints into the arms of George Emerson, who is fortuitously standing nearby. Then everybody that hates each other decides to go wander the hills and look at the beautiful view, but really all they want to do is gossip. But of course Lucy wanders off and gets lost, ending up in a field of blue violets, in the midst of which is dreamy George, who passionately kisses Lucy. Then Charlotte appears. Lucy runs away. And they both flee to Rome. Then we arrive at Lucy's real home in Summer Street, where the affluent and equally snobbish Cecile Vyse has just asked her to marry him. Her mother is all smiles while her brother Freddie adopts a quizzical brow. Meanwhile, two little cottages nearby are Anita selling, so Cecile finds the two low-life Emersons to rent as an inside joke of sorts, which tells you something of his insufferable character. Then Cecile reads aloud a book about a boy embracing a girl in a field of violets, and things get really awkward. So Lucy runs away again, and of course George follows, and of course he kisses her, and of course he declares his undying love. But Lucy is still brainwashed by society and does not realize that she secretly hates Cecile and secretly loves George, so she banishes George. She then ends her engagement to Cecile, like any sane person would, of course. Then Lucy decides to run away to Greece, again, but runs into old Emerson at the rectory. She tries to lie to him, but ultimately spills her guts, and finally, understands that she loves George. Then Lucy and George run away to Florence together, happily in love, while everyone else is fuming at Lucy's capriciousness. Except for old Emerson, who is just happy. The end!